Far beyond the reaches of known space, on a small, dying world, silence reigned. Its oceans glimmered faintly under a red sun, and its winds carried whispers of a civilization teetering on the edge of extinction. The aliens who lived there had built towers that reached toward the sky, not as monuments, but as antennas. They were sending a signal, a cry for help, into the infinite darkness. It was weak, scattered, but filled with desperation. No one knew if anyone would hear it. On Earth, in a secret observatory tucked beneath a mountain, Dr. Lila Moreau leaned over the glowing console. The monitors flickered with strange patterns. "It's not random," she whispered, her voice trembling slightly. Around her, a team of scientists stared in awe. The signal pulsed in a rhythm that hinted at intelligence, a message carefully hidden inside chaos. Colonel Raj Singh, standing behind her, narrowed his eyes. "Are you saying, someone is out there and asking for help?" he asked. His voice carried a mix of skepticism and excitement. Dr. Moreau nodded. "Yes. And not just anyone. This is advanced. Way beyond what we've ever seen." In the room, a low hum filled the air. Every screen showed the same thing. The signal was growing stronger, repeating patterns in waves of numbers and light. Dr. Moreau typed quickly, translating sequences into images. She froze. On the screen appeared a map of a distant star system, one far outside known human exploration. A blinking red dot marked a planet, the aliens' home. The news reached the leaders of Earth within hours. Global broadcasts reported a mysterious signal from deep space. Some dismissed it as a hoax, a cosmic anomaly. Others, including top military officials and space agencies, realized its magnitude. "This is real," said General Marquez during a high-level briefing. "And someone is asking for our help." The question now was what to do. Send a small team? Respond with words only? The debate became intense. Some nations argued that contact with extraterrestrial life could be dangerous. "We do not know their intentions," one diplomat warned. "We risk our planet by revealing ourselves." Others argued that morality demanded action. "If we have the ability to save a civilization, we must," another replied. Meanwhile, Dr. Moreau continued decoding the signal. Hidden inside the coordinates were more than just a location. They contained technical schematics. The aliens had shared images of their cities, their failing power grids, and structures collapsing under an unseen force. They were dying. And the message carried a strange warning: help must arrive soon, or all would be lost. Colonel Singh watched the team work tirelessly. He felt a mixture of fear and awe. "Sending a team of diplomats or scientists is one thing," he muttered. "But this needs more than words. We might need to show strength. Maybe even an armada." The very idea shocked everyone. An armada? Humanity had never sent such a fleet beyond the solar system. It seemed impossible, dangerous, and bold. Too bold, perhaps. Yet the signal pulsed, urgent and pleading. Every scientist, every leader in that room felt the weight of a choice that could define humanity itself. Night fell over the observatory, but the monitors kept glowing, casting an eerie light over the faces of the humans who were about to make history. In a small alien city, towers continued to reach toward the sky. The dying sun reflected on metal surfaces, turning them into shimmering red. The aliens waited, trusting that someone out there would answer. Back on Earth, a young strategist named Arya Chen stepped forward during a tense global meeting. "We cannot send a small expedition," she said firmly. "We do not know the forces we are dealing with. If we want to help them, we must prepare for the worst. We must send everything we have." Murmurs filled the room. Some nodded in agreement, seeing the wisdom in her words. Others shook their heads, fearing the political and technological risk. Yet in the heart of every person present, a spark ignited. Humanity faced a test unlike any before. Their courage, their unity, and their resolve would soon be measured against the unknown. As the night deepened, Earth continued to turn, unaware of the distant red planet clinging to life. Stars shimmered silently, indifferent to the struggles below. But somewhere in the void, a faint signal pulsed steadily, growing stronger, almost as if it knew the humans would listen. And the countdown had begun. Time was short, and every moment mattered. Colonel Singh stared out of a window at the dark sky. "We're about to step into the unknown," he said quietly. "And whatever waits for us. I hope we are ready." The aliens on their planet did not know it yet, but hope had arrived in the form of Earth. Ships had not yet left the ground, but the decision had been made. Humanity would answer. And when they did, the galaxy would never be the same again. The world watched as the decision was made. Humanity would respond. Not with a single ship, not with a small team, but with an armada, the largest ever assembled in human history. Across every nation, engineers, pilots, and soldiers prepared for a journey into the unknown. The task seemed impossible, but fear and doubt could not stop human determination. In the massive shipyards along the coasts, construction lights burned through the night. Fleet commanders walked among towering starships, their surfaces gleaming like silver mountains. Ships of every design waited to leave Earth's orbit, battlecruisers bristling with weapons, cargo vessels filled with supplies, and specialized science ships equipped to study alien technology. Each vessel carried the hopes of billions. Captain Eli Navarro stood on the bridge of one of the largest cruisers. His hands rested lightly on the railing, but his mind raced. "We're not just going to another planet," he said quietly to his first officer. "We're stepping into a part of space no human has ever touched. And we don't know what waits for us." On Earth, the public watched news feeds with mixed emotions. Some cheered, proud that humanity had taken the lead in the galaxy. Others feared the unknown. Protesters warned about the dangers, but the signal from the alien world could not be ignored. Millions felt a strange excitement. The first real contact with another civilization was happening, and humans were leading the way. Meanwhile, scientists worked around the clock to study the alien coordinates. They discovered that the star system was surrounded by strange gravitational anomalies, dangerous fields of cosmic radiation, and asteroid belts that could destroy ships. Every obstacle seemed designed to protect the aliens, or perhaps to trap those who approached. Yet humans were not deterred. Plans were made, simulations ran, and strategies were rehearsed. Every detail mattered. Admiral Lien Zhao addressed the entire fleet before launch. Her voice echoed through every ship, strong and calm. "Today, humanity makes history. We go not just to help, but to show that we will stand for life, courage, and honor. We do not know what we will face. But we will face it together. Prepare yourselves. This is the moment the galaxy will remember." When the fleet finally lifted off, Earth shook with the power of thousands of engines. The sky burned bright with the ascent of the greatest human armada ever created. People around the globe held their breath, staring at the stars. And far above, satellites recorded the departure, sending data back to waiting observatories. It was a moment of awe, fear, and hope all at once. As the ships entered space, crews adjusted to zero gravity and new routines. Communication lines buzzed constantly. Pilots tested their navigation systems against asteroids and debris. Scientists monitored readings from distant suns. Every human on board knew that the signal they followed was more than a call for help. It was a challenge, a test of humanity itself. Captain Navarro watched the stars streak past as they jumped into faster-than-light travel. The fleet moved as one, coordinated with precision. It was a display of human ingenuity, skill, and unity. But not everyone slept well. Some crew members reported strange dreams, feelings of being watched, or hearing faint echoes through the ship's corridors. Some dismissed them as stress. Others wondered if the alien signal carried more than coordinates, if it was also a warning. Weeks passed, and the fleet drew closer to the alien system. Strange phenomena appeared along the way. Bursts of radiation, sudden gravitational shifts, and faint signals that didn't match the original distress call. Engineers worked tirelessly to keep the ship stable, while scientists tried to decode the new readings. Every moment was tense. Every new signal brought questions. In the heart of the fleet, Admiral Zhao called a meeting with her top officers. "We are approaching the alien system," she said. "We don't know what awaits. They may be alive, or they may have been destroyed. Stay alert. Stay ready. Our first contact must be careful, but we cannot hesitate." As they moved through the final light years, the aliens' world came into view. It was smaller than expected, fragile, and its surface scarred with signs of struggle. Cities glimmered faintly under the dying sun. Smoke rose from broken towers, and massive structures leaned dangerously, like monuments frozen in pain. The signal pulsed again, stronger now, as if guiding the humans toward the most critical place on the planet. Captain Navarro stared at the view screen, unable to look away. "They're waiting for us," he said softly. "I hope we arrive in time." Deep within the alien cities, the survivors watched the approaching lights of the fleet. Their antennas trembled, picking up signals, and hope returned to their eyes. They had sent out their plea, and now, at last, someone had come. The fleet slowed as it reached the outer orbit of the planet. The first landing teams prepared, while ships in orbit formed protective patterns. Every human understood that the coming hours would define their species. The aliens' fate rested in their hands, and the first move would determine everything. Somewhere far above, the stars continued to shine, indifferent yet witness to the boldest human mission ever undertaken. And as the fleet prepared for the first step onto the alien world, everyone, humans and aliens alike, held their breath. The alien planet loomed larger on the fleet's view screens, its surface scarred and fragile. Clouds of dust and smoke rose from broken cities, and rivers reflected the pale light of a dying sun. Humanity had arrived, but what they saw made even the bravest hearts pause. The alien civilization, once advanced and proud, now looked broken and desperate. Captain Eli Navarro stood at the bridge, scanning every detail. "Prepare the landing teams," he ordered. "We need to know if anyone is still alive." His voice carried calm authority, but inside, a knot of tension twisted. This was no ordinary mission. Every step could be dangerous, every decision critical. The first human shuttle touched down near a cluster of tall towers, half collapsed, their metal frames twisted and blackened. Dust swirled around the landing site, and the shuttle's engines kicked up clouds of debris. Navarro and his team exited carefully, weapons ready but not raised. They were here to help, not to fight, yet danger felt close. From the shadows of the ruined city, small figures appeared. They were the aliens. Their skin shimmered faintly in the dying sunlight, and their eyes glowed with intelligence and fear. They watched the humans cautiously, unsure if these newcomers were friends or another threat. Dr. Lila Moreau stepped forward, holding a small device that emitted a series of tones. The aliens froze, listening. The signals mimicked parts of their distress message, translated into sounds they could understand. Slowly, the alien leaders moved closer, curiosity overcoming fear. Their movements were hesitant, careful, but hopeful. "Humanity is here to help," Dr. Moreau said, her voice calm and steady. Though they could not understand words, the tone carried reassurance. The alien's leader, a tall figure with thin limbs and luminous eyes, studied her intently. A quiet moment passed, filled only with the sound of wind and distant crumbling towers. Then, the alien raised a hand slightly, the universal gesture of peace. The humans began assessing the damage. Entire neighborhoods were destroyed, and alien machines lay scattered, lifeless and broken. Power grids failed, water systems collapsed, and the remnants of buildings leaned dangerously. The signal had been urgent, but seeing it in person made the humans understand the full scale of the crisis. Navarro radioed the fleet. "We have visual confirmation. The aliens are alive, but their infrastructure is heavily damaged. Prepare for full deployment of aid units and medical teams." As humans worked to set up temporary shelters and medical stations, strange anomalies appeared in the skies above. Flickers of light, bursts of energy, and odd gravitational distortions reminded everyone that the planet itself was unstable. The signal had warned them, but nothing had prepared them for the reality. Meanwhile, the aliens observed the humans. They had never seen such machines or ships, such coordination and technology. Even in the midst of their own suffering, awe filled their eyes. Humanity was unlike any species they had encountered. Not conquerors, not invaders, these beings risked everything to save them. Captain Navarro led a small team to the central city, where the main alien towers stood. The structures were cracked and tilted, as if the planet had itself tried to crush them. At the top, antennas reached desperately toward space. Navarro realized that these were not just communication towers, they were lifelines, meant to call for help across the stars. Dr. Moreau connected her devices to one of the towers. Data streamed in, revealing more of the aliens' technology and the problems they faced. The sun of this world was dying faster than predicted, and resources were failing. Every system they tried to repair revealed more damage and more danger. It was overwhelming, but humans did not stop. Every hand, every mind, worked tirelessly to stabilize what they could. Then, a sudden pulse shook the ground. Dust fell from the crumbling towers. Navarro and his team steadied themselves, scanning the horizon. "What was that?" one of the officers asked. The aliens' leader gestured toward the sky, pointing at something beyond the orbit, something hidden, something large. The humans realized immediately, the signal had warned them of more than just a dying planet. Something, or someone, had attacked these cities. The aliens had survived the initial destruction, but whatever caused it could still be out there, waiting. Navarro's mind raced. "We came to help," he muttered. "But it looks like we might have to fight too." Above them, the fleet held position in orbit. Ships hummed with energy, ready to act. The first human contact had been made, but the tension was far from over. Every human understood that the next moments could change the course of this planet, and the future of the galaxy. The aliens, who had watched humanity's arrival with cautious hope, now saw a new possibility. These humans, brave and resourceful, might be the ones to finally protect them from the unseen enemy. The alliance was fragile, but it was the first step toward survival. And somewhere beyond the distant moons, in the dark reaches of space, shadows moved. Eyes watched. Weapons stirred. The warning embedded in the alien signal was about to be revealed, and humanity had no choice but to stand between this world and the unknown threat that loomed just beyond the stars. Humanity had landed, and the aliens were alive, but the relief was short-lived. From the orbit of the fragile planet, the fleet detected unusual readings. Ships, massive and silent, hidden in the shadow of asteroids and gas clouds. The sensors strained to see through strange energy distortions, but what they revealed was enough to make even the most experienced officers uneasy. Admiral Lien Zhao called a meeting on the flagship. "We are not alone," she said, her voice steady but firm. "Whatever attacked these cities may still be nearby. Keep all defensive systems on alert. This is no longer just a rescue mission." Captain Navarro and his landing teams felt the tension immediately. They were in the central city, among the alien towers, when the first signs appeared. Faint movements in the distance, shadows among the ruined buildings, and strange signals pulsing through the alien devices. The aliens, who had watched humanity's arrival with hope, now trembled in fear. Dr. Lila Moreau studied the readings from her portable scanner. "These are not natural," she said. "They're advanced. Faster than anything we've seen. They've been here before, and they're capable of striking again." Her voice was calm, but her hands shook slightly. The alien leader, standing beside Navarro, gestured toward the distant horizon. Their eyes glowed faintly with warning. Navarro understood immediately. They knew this enemy, they had fought before, and they had almost lost. The aliens' trust in humans was strong, but the fear was deeper still. Above the planet, the fleet held positions in tight formations. Sensors swept the orbit, scanning every asteroid, every shadow, every unusual energy reading. The hidden enemy remained cloaked, but humanity's instruments had already begun detecting faint energy signatures, tiny traces that betrayed the presence of massive warships. Captain Navarro prepared a small strike team. "We need to scout," he said. "If we wait, we give them the advantage. We need to understand what we are facing." His officers nodded. Every person understood the stakes. One mistake, one miscalculation, could destroy not just the fleet but the alien planet below. As the human teams moved through the ruined cities, they discovered remnants of previous battles. Scorched ground, alien technology smashed into useless pieces, and strange energy burns that didn't match any known weapon. Navarro's mind raced. Whoever had done this was not just powerful, they were ruthless, precise, and still out there. Back in orbit, Admiral Zhao studied the fleet's sensors. The hidden enemy was adapting, moving in patterns designed to avoid detection. It was clear now, they were hunting. Humanity had arrived, and that made them a target. Yet the fleet did not falter. Every ship was ready, weapons charged, shields primed. Humans did not flee. Humans did not cower. They stood between the enemy and the fragile alien world. The aliens watched with awe as humans coordinated with precision. Shuttles moved in formation, patrols scanned every sector, and engineers repaired damaged equipment with speed and efficiency. Even as fear filled the air, humans brought order, strategy, and courage. For the aliens, this was unlike anything they had ever witnessed. Then, a warning pulse flashed across the sensors. A massive object emerged from the shadows of an asteroid belt. Its size was enormous, its silhouette dark against the stars. It was a warship, ancient and powerful, bristling with weapons that could destroy entire cities. Navarro felt a cold edge of fear, but he did not hesitate. "Prepare for engagement," he said. "This is what we came for. Humanity protects life, no matter the cost." The enemy ship moved slowly, deliberately, testing the humans. Satellites and scouts picked up more signs, smaller attack craft, hidden fleets, and energy weapons charging in silence. The first strike could happen at any moment. Dr. Moreau connected her devices to the alien towers again. Data streamed in, revealing warnings and defensive strategies left by the aliens. The humans learned quickly, adapting alien technology, combining it with their own. What once seemed fragile now became strong. Navarro watched the enemy approach. "This is not just a rescue mission anymore," he said quietly. "This is war. And we will not fail." Above the cities, the alien leader nodded faintly, their trust unwavering. Humanity had arrived, not just to help, but to defend. And as the shadow of the enemy fleet stretched over the planet, every human knew that the coming battle would test courage, skill, and the very essence of what made them human. The first moments of confrontation were near. The fleet braced, the cities below held their breath, and the aliens waited with hope. Humanity had shown they would protect others, no matter the danger, but the enemy had plans of its own. And when the first strike came, the galaxy would witness the beginning of a battle that no one would forget. The shadow in space grew larger. Sensors on the human fleet detected dozens of massive warships emerging from hidden positions around the planet. Smaller attack craft darted like predatory fish, testing the fleet's defenses. The alien planet below trembled with fear, and even the most seasoned human officers felt the tension tighten like a rope around their chests. Admiral Lien Zhao's voice echoed across the flagship. "All ships, prepare for combat. Protect the aliens at all costs. They called for help, and we will answer with everything we have." Captain Eli Navarro tightened his grip on the controls of his shuttle. "This is it," he muttered to his team. "We go in, we defend, and we show them why humanity never backs down." The enemy fleet struck suddenly. Energy beams lit the void, colliding with shields that shimmered like liquid metal. Explosions rocked smaller ships as fighters engaged in tight, dangerous maneuvers. Every human vessel moved with precise coordination, patterns designed to outsmart, outmaneuver, and survive. Dr. Lila Moreau monitored alien communication systems. "They're sending signals," she said. "It's not just an attack. They want to control the planet, disable defenses, and maybe even capture survivors." Her fingers flew across the console, adjusting human shields to counter the enemy's energy pulses. From the planet's surface, Navarro and his strike team watched as alien towers shook under bombardment. Fires erupted, sending plumes of smoke into the air. Civilians scrambled for safety, guided by humans moving with calm efficiency. Even in chaos, humanity's coordination was unmatched. The enemy deployed faster, smaller ships to flank the human fleet. But humans anticipated this, using advanced sensors and adaptive tactics. Fighter squadrons executed maneuvers that seemed impossible, weaving between enemy fire while striking precise blows. Every action demonstrated ingenuity, courage, and discipline. On the flagship, Admiral Zhao watched the battle unfold. "They underestimate us," she said, a faint smile on her lips. "They think strength alone wins wars. We will show them strategy, creativity, and heart." Navarro's team pushed forward into the heart of the city, working to stabilize alien infrastructure. They repaired energy conduits, restored communications, and guided civilians to safety, all while blasts from above rattled the ground. Every repair, every action, showcased human determination in the face of overwhelming danger. Suddenly, a massive explosion shook the skyline. One of the alien towers, central to their communication network, was hit. Navarro's team reacted instantly, reinforcing the tower with temporary supports while fending off enemy drones. Dr. Moreau transmitted a signal from the repaired systems, alerting the fleet to a weak point in the enemy formation. Admiral Zhao seized the opportunity. "Focus fire on the gaps identified by Dr. Moreau. Strike together. Timing is everything." The fleet moved as a single organism, converging energy beams, missiles, and fighter squadrons on the enemy's vulnerable sections. One by one, enemy ships faltered, some exploding in brilliant bursts, others retreating in disarray. The aliens watched in awe. Their world was being defended not by luck, but by planning, courage, and skill. These humans were not conquerors, they were protectors. Their actions inspired hope that had been nearly lost. But the battle was not over. From the distant shadows of space, a larger threat approached, a massive warship, unlike any other. Its hull was dark and jagged, bristling with weapons that seemed capable of destroying the planet itself. Even the humans paused, recognizing the scale of the challenge. Captain Navarro looked at his team. "We've come this far. We will not fail now. Humanity fights for life, for hope, and for every being that needs us. Let's show them what that means." The new enemy warship advanced, energy shields glowing, weapons charging. The fleet tightened formations, ready to strike in unison. On the planet, alien survivors gathered near human shelters, watching the humans take their stand. Every person, every ship, every decision mattered now. Explosions and energy beams lit the void. Fighters zipped past, dodging fire, striking back with precision. Humans adapted in real time, predicting enemy maneuvers, exploiting weaknesses, and protecting the alien world. The sheer audacity, bravery, and intelligence of humanity shone like a beacon in the darkness of space. Dr. Moreau sent another signal, this time embedded with alien schematics and fleet coordinates. It worked. Enemy ships miscalculated, striking each other or missing their targets. Humanity's combination of human intuition and alien knowledge gave them the upper hand. As the first wave of the enemy faltered, Admiral Zhao spoke calmly, but with steel in her voice. "This is humanity. We protect life. We stand for the helpless. And no one, no force, can break our will." Above the city, smoke and fire began to clear. The humans had turned the tide, at least for now. The aliens began to cheer, their voices trembling with relief. But the massive warship loomed, a reminder that victory was still uncertain. Humanity had proven its strength, but the ultimate test was yet to come. The massive enemy warship hung in the void like a shadow of death. Its hull was jagged, black, and bristling with weapons. From its silhouette, energy pulses crackled, charging in rhythms that promised total destruction. The human fleet held position, every ship alert, every weapon ready. The fate of the alien world, and the first true test of humanity in this distant system, rested on this moment. Admiral Lien Zhao's voice echoed across the flagship. "All ships, hold formation. Focus fire on the ship's power nodes. Exploit every weakness. Humanity fights for life itself today. We will not fail." Captain Eli Navarro gritted his teeth as his shuttle raced toward the planet, weaving between enemy fire and exploding debris. "This is it," he said to his strike team. "Every move counts. Every choice could save lives, or cost them." The enemy ship opened fire. Bolts of energy ripped through space, striking human ships with destructive force. Shields flared, alarms screamed, and smaller fighters darted to intercept incoming blasts. Despite the overwhelming power, humans adapted instantly. Fleet formations shifted, shields synchronized, and counterattacks struck with precision. Dr. Lila Moreau worked frantically, connecting alien data with human systems. She calculated the enemy ship's firing patterns, predicting its next move. "Aim for the nodes near the engines and energy core," she called out. "Hit them together, now." Human ships surged forward in perfect coordination. Energy beams collided with the enemy's shields, probing for weak points. Fighters zipped through the void, striking at critical systems while dodging the enemy's weapons. The warship shuddered as its first structural damage appeared, sparks flying across its surface. On the planet below, alien survivors watched in awe. They had never seen beings fight with such courage, skill, and intelligence. Humans moved like a single organism, adapting to every threat, countering every attack. They were not just defenders, they were protectors, champions of life itself. The enemy unleashed swarms of drones, designed to overwhelm human ships. But humans anticipated them. Fighter squadrons split, encircling the drones and neutralizing them with surgical strikes. Every human maneuver combined bravery with clever strategy, turning the tide bit by bit. Captain Navarro led his strike team directly toward the enemy's energy core. The journey was perilous. Bolts of energy scorched nearby ships, debris flew like deadly meteors, and alarms blared. Yet they pressed on. The human instinct to protect life and achieve victory burned brighter than fear. "Now!" Dr. Moreau shouted. Navarro's team fired coordinated missiles directly at the core, synchronized with fleet-wide energy beams. The enemy ship convulsed, sparks and fire exploding across its hull. Systems failed, weapons went silent, and shields flickered. The massive warship, once a symbol of terror, began to collapse. Its weapons misfired, its structure cracking under combined attacks, until with a final, deafening explosion, it broke apart. Pieces of its hull scattered into space, harmless now, as the human fleet maintained formation around the planet. The aliens cheered, tears in their eyes. Humanity had not only arrived, they had saved a world. They had stood against impossible odds and won, proving courage, intelligence, and ingenuity. They had brought hope to the hopeless. Admiral Zhao addressed the fleet. "Today, humanity has protected life. Today, we have shown that courage, strategy, and unity can overcome even the greatest threat. Remember this moment. It is ours, and it belongs to every being who believes in hope and in action." Captain Navarro looked at the planet below. Fires were dying, towers were being repaired, and people, aliens and humans alike, worked together to restore life. "We came to help," he said softly. "And we stayed to protect. That's who we are." Dr. Moreau smiled, exhausted but proud. "They will remember this," she said. "Not just the ships or the weapons but us, humans. They will remember courage and heart." Even as the fleet stabilized the system, a quiet hum ran through the alien towers. Signals flowed between humans and aliens, sharing technology, knowledge, and understanding. The partnership formed in battle had become a bond stronger than words. In the distance, the stars continued to shine. The galaxy watched silently, now aware that humanity had arrived, not as conquerors, but as protectors, saviors, and pioneers. And though the first enemy had been defeated, every human aboard every ship knew this. Their journey was only beginning. Humanity had sent an armada, faced an unknown enemy, and emerged victorious. The aliens, once on the brink of extinction, now had hope. And humans, standing among the stars, understood something they had always known. When courage, intelligence, and unity combine, nothing, not even the darkness of space, can stop them. The battle was over. The enemy fleet lay in ruins, and the alien world, once on the brink of extinction, now breathed a cautious sigh of relief. Fires were dying, rubble was being cleared, and human and alien hands worked together to restore what had been lost. The planet was fragile, but it had survived, and its people had hope again. Captain Eli Navarro walked through a repaired city street, the sunlight casting warm light on the damaged towers. Alien children stared at the humans with wonder, whispering questions in a language that Navarro could not understand. Yet the tone was universal: admiration and gratitude. He knelt, smiling gently, letting the small aliens touch his uniform. For the first time, he felt the weight of what humanity had achieved, not through conquest, but through courage and compassion. Dr. Lila Moreau coordinated with alien scientists, sharing knowledge, teaching them how to stabilize their energy systems and repair communications. Devices that once seemed impossible to understand were now operating again, humming with life. "We've done more than save a planet," she said softly. "We've given them a chance to continue, to grow, to survive." In orbit, the human fleet remained vigilant, shields active, sensors scanning. But the danger had passed, and a quiet pride filled every bridge and station. Humans had faced a hidden enemy, an unknown force, and emerged victorious. Yet even in triumph, they did not celebrate like conquerors. They celebrated life, hope, and the knowledge that they had done what was right. Admiral Lien Zhao addressed the fleet and the alien leaders via a secure link. "Humanity came because we were asked to help. We stayed because protecting life is who we are. Let this moment be remembered, not for the battles, but for what courage, intelligence, and unity can achieve. Today, we saved a world together." The aliens responded with a series of signals that humans could partially decode. They offered knowledge, technology, and a pledge of alliance. They had witnessed human determination firsthand, and they knew that humanity was unlike any species they had ever encountered. Humanity did not conquer, they protected. Humanity did not exploit, they saved. And the aliens vowed that the story of humans would be remembered across their world for generations. Captain Navarro returned to his ship, watching the planet below. The once dying sun reflected on repaired structures, rivers flowing gently once more, and life returning to the cities. "We came as strangers," he said quietly to his team. "And now, we leave as friends, as allies, as protectors. This is who humanity is." The fleet prepared to depart. Ships separated, forming patterns that reflected order and coordination, a symbol of human ingenuity. As engines powered up, humans and aliens alike watched the lights of the Armada shine against the darkness of space, a reminder of what courage and determination could achieve. Before leaving the system, Admiral Zhao sent one final message to Earth, a report of the rescue, the battle, and the alliance formed. The message was not just data, it was a story of humanity at its best, a record that would inspire generations. Humanity had proven that it could face the unknown, adapt, and triumph, not through domination, but through skill, bravery, and heart. As the human fleet jumped into faster-than-light travel, leaving the alien system behind, Captain Navarro looked at the stars ahead. "The galaxy has seen us," he said. "They will remember what humans can do when we act with courage. And wherever life is in danger, humanity will be there." The aliens, now safe and rebuilding, looked to the skies where the lights of the departing Armada had once shone. They whispered stories of the humans who had come across the void, who had faced unimaginable danger, and who had brought hope when all seemed lost. The galaxy would not forget this moment, and neither would humanity. In the quiet of space, the fleet moved steadily toward home, leaving behind a world reborn and a civilization inspired. Humanity had arrived as helpers, fought as protectors, and left as legends. The stars seemed a little brighter now, as if acknowledging that humans had made their mark on the galaxy, not as conquerors, but as champions of life itself. And somewhere in the vast darkness, other civilizations watched and wondered. They had heard of the humans who sent an entire armada to save another species. They would remember the courage, intelligence, and unity that had made the impossible possible. Humanity had shown the galaxy its strength, not through fear, but through honor, action, and heart. The galaxy had changed forever, and humanity had written its name among the stars.